Yo, what's up, guys? What an ass that Milan have on them. After getting dominated in the first half, finding a way to beat Como 3-1, guys. Man, oh man. This was an interesting game, to say the least, guys. After that horrendous first half that we saw today with Milan versus Como, today Milan in the second half played a lot better, getting two sensational goals from Adrian Rabiot, a penalty shot goal by Christopher Nkunku, and some magical saves by Magic Mike Maignan, guys, today. Some incredible individual performances today by Milan, but obviously as a team performance, it wasn't the best at times in this game. Obviously, there was some great moments in this game, some frustrating moments, to say the least, but let's talk about that first half a little bit. I understand that first half was extremely unwatchable from a Milan fan perspective, guys. I totally understand. It was very ugly to watch. Como are a very attacking side, as we know. They like to push forward, attack in numbers. We know their manager says Fabregas. That's the way he operates as a manager. And you could see it in the first 10 minutes. Como were pressing, threatening Milan, of course. And then obviously, Como have a set piece. They make the pass there to the corner. They cross it in, and you see Fofana in between two Como players. Bartosagi's unfortunately ball watching. Fofana stuck between two guys, doesn't know who to defend, doesn't communicate to Bartosagi that he's got two men in front of him there. Unfortunately, Marc-Oliver Kempf is able to get the header because Fofana is unable to get position on him because he's worried about the guy behind him. Makes it 1-0 for Como, and I'm thinking to myself, here we go. It's going to be a long night for Milan, guys, because like I said, Como attacks. Milan absorb pressure a lot. They invite the attack to come in on them. They know that we play more of an attacking style to play with Max Allegri, which I'm not the biggest fan of at times, especially in this game today. But just the way Milan played in that first half, I was so bloody angry because Como were dominating possession. Milan couldn't place 2 to 3 passes together. Como were threatening for a second goal multiple times in the first half. If it wasn't for Mike Maignan, Milan are easily down 3-0 in the first half. He makes a fantastic save on Nico Paz, and then he makes another incredible save from across from Voivoda, and D'Acunha's there, wide open in the middle of the box there. Maignan makes a great save, and then he slaps it out in front of the net there to get it away from him. Mike Maignan, this guy here, get him to sign the contract tonight. Because, my God, those were two impeccable saves. And then he continued it on in the second half, as we saw. He made that incredible save on Nico Paz in the second half. And then, luckily enough, Milan were lucky enough that Como hit the crossbar from a Nico Paz strike. But other than that, though, guys, Milan were just inviting on attack and attack and attack from Como, just letting them attack them. Milan didn't threaten Como's side of the ball, barely got over their half. Barely had possession in the first half. It was unwatchable. Very frustrating for a team like AC Milan, who's competing for the title. We're watching Como, who just got promoted just a couple years ago, dominating us the way they did. It was like Como was the team competing for the Scudetto. Milan was the team fighting for a spot in Europa League or in middle of the table there. It was like very frustrating to watch. I'm thinking to myself, this is not how Milan should be playing against a side like Como, a team like Milan who only plays once a week. And obviously, I know we've played like 3 times in the last 10 days, but still, Allegri's rotated the squad a little bit. The team has not played good enough in this game here. There's no excuses for the way they were performing in that first half. It was inexcusable. Too many times Como were just dominating Milan. It was very frustrating, but luckily enough, Milan had a lifeline at the end of the first half, as we saw. Salamakers wins a tackle, puts in a great through ball to Adrian Rabiot, and he draws the penalty. It was a penalty, slight touch, obviously, by Kempf, who scored the goal. Rabiot does a great job drawing the penalty. We saw Nkunku take the penalty. Wasn't the greatest penalty, but was strong enough to get under Como's keeper to tie it up at 1-1. And that right there, guys, for me, changed the game a little bit. Como, who had been attacking, pressing, playing beautiful football in the first half, that's going to demoralize a young team like Como, who was doing what they were doing. To give up a goal like that near the end of the first half, and for Milan to tie it up, they're probably thinking to themselves, oh my God, what do we got to do to win this game, right? And it clearly showed in that second half, because Milan were frustrating Como more. They were defending them better. They were tighter defensively at times. Como weren't dominating as much. Now, they did have more possession at times, obviously, in this entire game. But Milan, I felt, short up their defense. Not let Como make as much easy passes as they were in the first half. And Milan started to push a little bit more, and we saw Rabiot and Leao connect, of course. Salamaker makes a great play to pass it to Leao on the flank, and then Rafa when he's got time and space, he's bloody dangerous. And what a ball that Rafael puts in to Adrian Rabiot. What a little dink between two Como players, and Rabiot with the touch, with his chest, and then to place a bottom far post. What a bloody goal. What a pass by Leao. What a goal by Rabiot. But that goal doesn't happen, and the lead doesn't happen if Mike Maignan doesn't make that save on Nico Page there with his left-hand far post just a couple minutes before that goal. Just incredible stuff by the Frenchman, Nkunku, Rabiot, and Maignan, the three big contributors for Milan's win today, guys. But Rabiot with that finish there, just absolutely sublime. Then we saw Allegri subbing Nicholas Füllkrug, who we had heard that he had broken his toe, was going to be out for the next two games against Como today and Lecce on Sunday. But Nicholas Füllkrug said, no, let me grind it out, let me battle through it. And listen, guys, give Füllkrug nothing but credit. He battled in this game today. I like this hold-up play. Had a couple good opportunities, put in a few good balls, putting a good couple through balls in. One for Ricci. Salamakers had a chance at one point. There were some good opportunities there that Füllkrug put in from Milan. So I like this performance today, even though he didn't have too much game time today. I liked what I saw from Nicholas Füllkrug today. I liked what I saw from Ricci today. I liked what I saw from him really much, attacking, really solid defensively. You can see Allegri's gaining more trust in Samuel Ricci. I thought Salamakers played okay today. He came out of the game today for Atakami because Salamaker has been playing a lot of calcio. He's probably tired as hell, so understandable. One guy who I thought played really well today was Coney De Winter. I thought he played solid today. Really good job by him. But Milan played well in that second half as a whole, guys. I thought they did some very good things. But then Rabiot again, late in the game, when Como's pushing, threatening to tie the game up, Milan push up the field. Rabiot gets the ball from the corner and just puts in a beautiful left-footed strike to the bottom right corner there to seal the 3 points for Milan. It was just a spectacular goal by Adrian Rabiot. Him, man of the match performance today. Mike Maignan, even he could have been man of the match performance. They both deserve man of the match. I was even fighting with myself saying who deserves it more between Maignan and Rabiot. They were both spectacular in this game today, guys. Nkunku, 4 goals in 5 games. That's fantastic to see as well. He's starting to gain rhythm, starting to gain form. Even though he came in on the 67th minute, I like what I'm seeing from Christopher Nkunku. From Füllkrug as well, I like what I'm seeing. Rafa doesn't look 100%. Good positive as well. Christian Pulisic didn't play in the game today. Getting rest today, not playing today. Fantastic work by Allegri to not put him in the field today. Playing Füllkrug instead. Luckily enough, Füllkrug battled it out with that busted toe of his. Hopefully, Christian Pulisic, and Christopher Nkunku are going to be starting on Sunday against Lecce, guys. But listen, regardless that Milan got 3 points today, that was an ugly first half. There needs to be some improvement, if you ask me, in terms of the midfield and the way they're shaped. Maybe Allegri needs to change formation. I've said it many times. I like to see a 3-4-3. Take Youssouf Fofana out of the bloody starting 11 today. My God, he frustrates all of us, man. He frustrates everybody. There was one play as well where Como turned the ball over. He has the ball at half field, and he tries to score a goal and kick it upfield and try to be Como's keeper. I said to myself, I'm begging to God that Galatasaray find a way to convince this man to take the €5 million wage deal and they offer us 30 million or something like that. Milan value him at 40, but if Galatasaray offer us 30, I don't see why Milan should not accept that deal. I really don't. I'm not expecting them to sell him, but if Galatasaray were to offer that kind of money, Milan would be stupid to not accept that deal because he just drives us nuts at times. The guy just acts like a headless chicken on the field at times. It's very frustrating to say the least about Youssouf Fofana. The guy drives me nuts. But then you got his compatriot there, Adrian Rabiot, man. Once again, I will repeat myself again. Thank you, Jonathan Rowe, for punching him in the face. Thank you again. Because, my God, if it wasn't for him today, we don't win this game today in Maignan. Because, my God, those 2 goals he scored and drawing the penalty on top of it, he contributed to all 3 goals today. Was spectacular in this game today, especially in the second half, just tracking back, defending, and then pushing up the field. Rabiot was spectacular today, guys, to say the least. Rafa did very good today, even though he got subbed out. I thought Rafa played well in the second half. The first half, guys, that we all know, it was horrendous. Nobody played good in the first half other than the penalty draw. It was a non-existent first half by Milan offensively. They were lucky to even be tied at first half. At the half, like I mentioned, they were very lucky. Maignan bailed them out. Rabiot bailed them out. Milan's got players, guys, that should not be getting dominated by Como, to say the least. You got guys like Leao. Obviously, Pulisic didn't play today. Nkunku, Rabiot, Pulisic, okay, like I mentioned, didn't start. These are guys that should not be getting dominated by Como. They shouldn't be. This is AC Milan. We need to be playing better. We need to be attacking more. We can't be sitting back, letting teams attack us, inviting on pressure and scoring goal. That's on Max Allegri to change the formation and to change something within the team. Now, they're lucky to get 3 points today. You got to play Como on Sunday. Today's game, I thought they were losing today. I was extremely worried that Milan were going to drop 3 straight games today, drop more points, 3 straight games without a win. Would have been very, very concerning if you ask me. Would have been a detriment for Milan's possibility, not only in the Scudetto race that Milan are still involved, but not only that, Champions League as well. Juve's right up there now, right up our ass. Roma's there as well. Those 2 teams there are playing some good calcio as well. Juve's played great under Spalletti. They've got like 9 games unbeaten or something like that. So they're starting to play well. Napoli's obviously dropping points against Parma was massive for Milan. For Napoli to drop points. Absolutely huge. Milan now have a full game lead on Napoli. 1 game behind Inter. Obviously, it would have been nice to beat Genoa and Fiorentina. Games that we should be winning. Points that we should not be dropping. There's a standard that Milan should not be doing. It was games like against Genoa and Fiorentina. The first half especially, that is not good enough for AC Milan standards, guys. Milan needs to play better. That is up to Max Allegri to figure something out, but it's also the players as well to play better. Defend better on corner kicks and set pieces. Attack better. Pass the ball better. Do everything better, because what we've seen the last 3 games hasn't been very positive. Been a little bit frustrating. Great to see Milan get out of their funk and win today, even though it wasn't a pretty performance today. Lackluster at times. Luckily enough, they were to win, guys. You should beat Lecce on Sunday. There should be no issue there. Get 3 points on Sunday. Continue to push. Stay behind Inter. Solid second half today. Horrendous first half. We'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions on this game today, guys. Some standout performances today, like Maignan, Nkunku, and Rabiot, the 3 Frenchmen. Leao had some great moments. Salamakers had some good moments as well. But I thought De Winter had a solid game. I thought Gabriel was solid today as well, guys. Fofana, we know he's a head case. But other than that, though, guys, solid 3 points for Milan today. Getting the win against Como, who had not lost at home all year this year. Until today, of course. Spectacular win for Milan today, guys. Love to hear your thoughts and opinions. So click like if you like this video. Subscribe if you guys want to see more content. Forza Milan sempre, as always, guys. We'll see you guys on the next episode of Rock Unfiltered. Ciao, guys.